Welcome to March, which means it's time for March Madness on this week's edition of Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com. I'm your host, Tony Simeone, and we had to talk to women's basketball after they secured a share of the ACC regular season title just a couple days ago. It was great to catch up with head coach Niele Ivey and talk about what an amazing season her team has had so far as they get set for another postseason run that starts this week in Greensboro at the ACC Tournament. They'll try to go back down there and win another postseason title in the ACC. Later, we talked to Maddy Westbeld and Kate Koval, a couple of, two players on opposite sides of the spectrum as far as a freshman and a fifth-year senior. It was a great conversation with them, and love just catching up with Maddy to kind of reflect on her time here and hear how it's gone for Kate in her first year on campus. Finally, wrapped up with Jackie Young, caught up with, of course, the national champion, WNBA champion, just a remarkable pro career she's had since being drafted first overall back in 2019. Also had a chance to reflect on the great title run in 2018. So some great conversations on this week's episode. Let's not waste any time. Let's talk to the head coach, Niele Ivey. All right, Coach Ivey, it's great to see you again. It's March, so I think it's a great time for a women's basketball show. How have you been?
Been great. Mm-hmm. Last night was great. Winning at home and sold out crowd, student body, college game day. So it was a lot of fun, but feeling great. Excited to head into the tournament. Co-champion. So that's a big accomplishment, and I'm excited to get started.
Okay. First thing I want to say this. I love talking to you the day after a game. I can hear in your voice you were working hard last night.
Hard last night.
I'm going to assume mostly talking to the team, not working the officials too much, but okay. I want to talk about game day. I thought it was so cool to see college game day at Purcell, then the noon game on the big network. It's just, I don't know, it's so neat the way it just kind of raises the profile. I know you were focused on the game, but did you get a chance to see kind of what added energy that brought to the whole atmosphere yesterday?
Absolutely. I felt it. I felt it in the locker room preparing. I saw the hats that the student body was wearing, and knowing Coach Freeman was going on the show. I think that elevated our platform as well. So I was really excited. I loved it.
Did you get a chance to actually see the clip, maybe you haven't, of what he said about coaching an angry team? I talked to him about it recently, but he said he likes to coach an angry team, and he was kind of referring to when they lost the game to NIU. You guys are coming off two frustrating losses, I know. And so he was just like, I talked to Coach Ivey, like, I know this team will be ready to go. Like, do you agree with him, I guess, on the way he phrases that? I mean, was there part of you, I know you didn't want to lose those two games, obviously, right, but did you find it maybe just easier to motivate, or did you like coaching them coming off of the two losses? What do you think about all that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of truth in what he's saying as far as coaching an angry team, because the motivation's higher when you have to bounce back. I think you're more focused on the task, and sometimes you can be complacent, winning, having success, and not having to go through any type of challenges and adversity. So I would totally agree with that. For me, I just knew this was an opportunity for us. I think it's a blessing in disguise, because it allowed us to get back to work, focus on the things that we need to work on that sometimes gets covered with winning.
Yeah, it felt like in the game against Louisville, it also just looked like you guys really committed defensively. I don't know what your approach was, but it just seemed like they were locked in for 40 minutes on the defensive end. Was there a message about that, or was it something that came from the team? Like, how did that manifest itself?
It definitely manifested from the first loss a week ago. Defensively, we didn't play to our standard defensively, and we've talked a lot about this season about making sure our defense is where we is our identity. And we talked about that preseason this summer, about this is who we're going to be. And I feel like we fell short of our standard, our personal standard. And so just, regrouping and understanding that it's a lot of pride that goes into defense, and knowing that with rotations and going against such amazing opponents in the ACC and the time frame that we're in, that was something that we had to get better at and step up, and everybody just doing a little bit more defensively, and they responded to that challenge.
I wanted to ask you also, I was thinking about this. I was watching the NC State game, and just here's what I was curious about. I think they saw a stat that you guys had only been to that point in the year, like in 2 games that were decided by by more than single figures. You guys have been winning handily. I know it, again, you didn't win, but it was a double overtime game, back and forth, and you had to go through a lot of game situations, which I think are really valuable. And I think if you haven't done them in a while, you kind of forget when you get to March, it just inevitably, you guys are going to start playing a lot of close games, it feels like. So was there something at NC State where it was, the result wasn't there, but there is value in, like, okay, Sony hits the great shot at the end.
Yes.
Having to execute after timeout plays, when to call timeouts to advance the ball. Like, was there value in getting that experience as you go into March?
Absolutely. And a lot of it is defensive scenarios. I do a lot of late game scenarios in practice, but it's different when the stakes, time and score, taking care of the ball. A lot of scenarios happen in that game. Crazy. So defensively, just getting a couple stops in order for us to go up, one or two possessions. And every play was really critical. So I think being in those moments can only teach you, So when you're in those moments, again, it's fresh on your mind because we just went through it. And those moments are going to show up. March Madness, it's crazy. It's what happens. And so we just had that experience. And I think that's going to help us down the road for sure.
How much time do you spend and your staff on talking about how to manage timeouts and when to use a timeout to advance the ball and having ATOs drawn up? Because I think the women's game, just thinking back to that game and the close games you guys have played over the years, it's so fun and it resembles the NBA in a lot of ways and the pro game because you can advance the ball and there's just excitement to that and an opportunity to drive. Do you guys spend a lot of time game planning that so when you get into those situations, like you have, you know what you're relying on going into it?
Absolutely. I'm always trying to in practice with some type of scenario. So if that means, I'll draw up either play like you mentioned or defensively have to get a late game stop. Going through different type of scenarios defensively, we might see some teams use elevator screens. Some teams do a lot of staggered action. So we do a lot of scenarios just so when the opportunity comes or it presents itself, we're prepared and we can adjust and pivot to whatever the scenario is. But I try to work on those things throughout the season.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, like we've been blessed to, score very high, have a big balance gap in the games that we've won. So narrowing those games to really focus on late game execution was something that we've always worked on, and it's something that presented itself the last two games.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Greensboro. You guys are going to head out there, and you have the double bye again, so you're the 2 seed in this one. Potentially great rematch down the end if you guys are able to get through and NC State gets through, but I don't want to look too far ahead. You guys have been here before.
Yes.
And I'm always curious about this time of year because you start playing these back-to-back-to-back. So it's kind of like a tournament early in the year when you might have to play a back-to-back. Just what's the different mindset or different preparation style you guys have to be ready for when you go into the conference tournament where you're going to play Friday, Saturday, and hopefully Sunday?
Yeah, I rely on my performance team, Ann Marquez and Jared, to help me, Jared Moore, to help kind of adjust what the practices look like and after the games, what they have to do recovery-wise. And playing 3 games is really tough, especially the opponents we could potentially see. Yeah. But, narrow focus on that game on Friday. And again, we don't know our opponent, so I'm preparing for three different style of teams. This week is what I'll do. And then, take care of business in 40 minutes. And then we got to regroup and, get the team ready physically from a mental and physical aspect because it's very taxing on their bodies. And I'm grateful right now that, I have more depth going into this tournament, more than I had last season. Yeah. So I think that's going to help us in the long run.
All right. Well, it's been fun to watch. Going to keep watching you going forward, obviously. Before I let you go, I want to ask about the announcement that was made about the game that's going to be played here, I think in May, between the Wings and the Aces preseason game. Obviously, Jewel, Arike, Jackie will all get to be on campus. From my standpoint, that's so cool. They get to come back here. Just from your standpoint, someone that's been with this program for so long and knows them very well, just what's that going to mean to have those players playing back on the floor at Purcell again?
I'm so excited for the community. I'm so excited for the program. It's just another way to allow our student athletes to be inspired. They love our former players and they follow them. They look up to them. So they get a chance to watch them in person back at their home, in their home arena is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be great for South Bend. And personally, I think it was like my 4th season. I was with the Detroit Shock with Ruth, and we came back together. And we played a game versus the Indiana Fever. It was my 5th season, yes.
Okay, what was that like for you?
It was awesome. Yeah. Like I was emotional because we were both just so excited to be on that floor again. This is the Purcell is just an amazing place to play, and just brought back a lot of memories of playing in Notre Dame jersey, but just seeing all the banners and being in that space, feeling the energy of being back in South Bend and Notre Dame was really special for me as a player. So I'm excited that I'm a part of bringing our 3 former players back here. And first of all, we're bringing back a 2-time WNBA championship team, caliber team. And then, Jewel and Jackie on the same team for the first summer, and Arike, what she's done with Dallas. It's going to be exciting. But I'm grateful that we got a chance to have this experience, and I think it's going to it's going to really empower our team and just the community.
Yeah, I think it'll be great, obviously, for all those reasons you listed. And like for those 3 players, like you said, when you play what you think is your last game at Purcell, you're like, no, okay, that was a great experience. Never happen again. You get this gift to get to play again, like you said, with so many people that they know in the community and obviously players that I'm sure they're in touch with. So that's so awesome. Coach, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Good luck in the conference tournament and beyond. And can't wait to see what you guys do.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Maddy, welcome back.
Thank you.
Great to see you. You brought a teammate, Kate Koval. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's start with our game we always play. We're going to kind of break the ice a little bit. This is called Spinning Our Wheels, presented by TireRack.com. Do you see the wheel?
Yeah.
Can you spin it for us?
This way?
Yeah.
You got to do it hard. You didn't do it hard enough.
You know what? That's perfect, though, because that's the game we got. This or that.
Okay.
We're off to a great start.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
I'm going to give you guys 10 this or that's. You guys we'll go with, we'll give Kate the first answer. Then you'll follow up and then we'll debate, if you guys have a difference in opinion. Okay. Pretty simple. This or that. All right. Good first one here. Cupcake or cookie?
Cookie.
Okay. Why'd you say cookie?
Because cupcakes just get messy.
Oh, now that's an interesting point. I will give you this. It's really hard to eat a cupcake.
Yeah.
It should be easier.
I do have a special way I eat a cupcake, though, if I need to.
Okay, tell me how.
You got to split it, right? And then put the other part on top.
Split it horizontal or vertical?
Split it like this.
So you have a frosting
top
and
top.
then naked top.
Yeah, so the naked top, you split it in half and take one half and put it on top of the frosting. So it's like a little sandwich.
So you've inverted it. So you've cut off the top and you're flipping it. So now the frosting's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just eat a cookie.
But if you do have to eat a cupcake, that's how you do it.
Huh. I feel like the cookies have kind of last 5-10 years taken off with all the different cookie places.
For sure.
None of them sponsor this show, so I don't want to say any of them in case I'm going to get in trouble. And no free ads, but I think we all know the places that we're talking about. They're pretty fun. Just hit the mobile app and you go pick them up. Mm-hmm. All right. Sure. Okay. I think I'm with you, by the way. Cookie, when done right, is better. Number 2, fruit or vegetable?
Fruit.
Coming on the fruit train, too. I think at the end of the day, they're sweet. They're easier to get down. There's some veggies that just I can't do. What's your least favorite vegetable?
Didn't we just talk about this? We just had this conversation. Yeah. Which vegetable do you not like? And 2 said that there's no vegetable that she doesn't like.
I can't think of one that I don't like.
You like cauliflower?
Yeah.
Do you like peas?
I do. Yeah.
I hate the texture.
I'm not a pea person.
My issue with most vegetables is texture related.
I think it's the way you cook vegetables. Because I like potatoes, but I don't eat mashed potatoes.
How do you prefer your potatoes?
Roasted potatoes.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It needs something to bite on. It's weird.
The good mashed potatoes are good, though. Really? You like mashed potatoes, don't you? Wow, I've never met people that don't like mashed potatoes. I can't think of.
I really, yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I like those other potatoes, but not liking mashed potatoes.
In the morning, what's the cream of wheat? Have you ever had that? Like you need some type of chunky.
All right, you're taking me to my conversation from a week ago. These guys are about here. So, crunch and mush is what you're describing. Yeah. Because you need some crunch to break up the mush. What you don't like about mashed potatoes is it's all mush.
Yeah. I don't like. Yeah.
So the theory I have is that all foods are better when they combine crunch and mush. So even those potatoes you're talking about, you ever had a twice baked potato where they put the Parmesan on the top and you broil it and it's crunchy, cheesy.
Yeah,
it's better.
Great.
You might like it, but it's better. Frozen yogurt. If you have you like frozen yogurt, do you like it more or less when you put a Kit Kat or Heath bar in there?
Yeah, you need some
crunch.
Yeah.
So you're looking for diversity in texture.
Absolutely.
But I still don't think I would eat mashed potatoes. I don't. I cannot.
Okay, so we can't fix mashed potatoes.
No.
You're out. We're going to roast them or you're not.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a great one. Okay, I forgot. Well, our next segment we'll get to it, but Gatorade or water?
Water.
Okay. I got waters. You guys want a water?
I would love a water.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually pretty parched. There's a water. Dasani product. You want a water?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I almost threw it. That could have been a nightmare. Could have been absolute. Okay, water. You know what? I had a Gatorade Zero earlier today, and I liked it. I really did. I hadn't had one in a while. I think Gatorade threw me off for a while there because I didn't love all the sugar in some of them. But now I got the Zero, which is a good change of pace. So
I do like white Gatorade.
white Gatorade.
Yeah, whatever flavor it is.
What's the name?
Oh, that's like
Like cherry? Is it like cherry glacier?
Glacier.
Something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I can do
Put
it.
it on half.
fan. Now orange though. Orange.
No.
Yeah. It's such a unpopular opinion, but it's the best.
Really?
And I'll stand by it.
Or
I like-
Gatorade?
I like the blues.
Just like two. That's two. She likes two.
Orange too?
Mm-hmm.
We're twins.
Mm-hmm.
But the same birthday is same
I
thing.
kind of want one now. I'm guessing this is in a question about what do you say? So pop or soda?
I say soda.
I grew up saying pop until I got to college, and then I got made fun of,
You let them change you.
and then I changed. I don't really say pop
That's
anymore.
not a lesson to the young girls out there.
I understand.
So you say soda now.
Yeah, I'll say soda. I also just like that word better. Like pop is kind of weird.
Feels a little
You know.
childish.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I'll keep that in a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe you just grew up. And you started
Yeah.
saying soda.
That's all.
I always said soda, so
Mhm.
that's what.
No, never.
It's an Ohio thing, brother.
Okay, this will be interesting because it involves potatoes again. Fries. Oh, this is out of 3. Fries, onion rings, or tater tots.
Dang. Not fries. It depends on what kind of tater tots. You know how sometimes they don't be crispy enough, crunchy enough.
Clearly, the texture is all that matters here. Potatoes. If we've learned one thing today, it's potato texture is very important
It's
to Kate.
extremely important.
Okay, but if you have a good tater tot, you're going with that over the onion ring.
Well, is it breakfast time or lunchtime?
Do not. Okay, another thing. You've hit all my
Important
like
question.
all my areas that I really am passionate about. Don't let the clock dictate your appetite. You can
What
have
would
breakfast food,
Okay.
lunch food. It's just a construct.
Okay.
You're awake, you're hungry, food.
I'll go with onion rings.
Wow. What about you?
If I had to pick one, it would definitely be French fry.
So is that because you don't like the 3, or if you just
Yeah.
you don't like them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think over time, and it's weird because they feel the most childish. Tater tot is where I go. I think when done right, crispiest, the best. Onion rings, I think onion rings are overrated.
Yeah.
How was the last time you ate an onion ring and it didn't completely fall apart and like the onion came out of it?
Oh,
Let us say.
Just slimy.
Well, last time I ate tater tots, they were not good. Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Good tater tots, North Dining Hall. Just letting you know.
Really?
That's funny because last time I had them there, they were not good.
Come on, don't do my guys like that over there. Nah, you might have gotten a bad batch.
enough. I'm just like, I
were
need
sitting
to be,
They were sitting
yeah, my bad.
That's not their fault.
Yeah, mine has to be like fresh.
Okay.
You know,
They're probably
Right out of the
better
fryer.
South Dining Hall.
I've
Mm.
never been to South.
You'll get. I mean, not to put the people of the South down, but you sometimes will run into issues at South. I've been vocal about that. Okay, sweet or salty?
Don't do this to me because I don't know. It depends on the day.
You're having a great day.
Okay. Sun's out. Yes. Doing great.
That feels sweet to me.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
I would do. Gosh,
I don't know. Maybe salty, though. You need the electrolytes.
that's true. I don't know.
Been out.
I'll do salty probably. Yeah.
What about you?
Personally, I like a little sweet, salty moment together.
Right, but I'm making you pick.
I understand. I would say probably sweet. Probably sweet.
Yeah, I think I'm craving sweet, but I know that I like salty more. Does that make sense? Like the craving for the sweet is stronger, but I know I want salty more, so I'm going with salty.
So you don't ever crave chips?
No, I do. But when I crave sweet, it's a stronger craving. Does that make sense? But
Okay.
of course, after the show, I'm going to go home and
sugar-
eat something salty.
Yeah. Sugar is a stronger craving.
But when that sweet craving hits, start seeing red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 7. At an event, maybe even a wedding, buffet or individual plates?
That's a good question.
Like individual place, you order one thing and they bring it to you?
Yeah, like you're going to an event and they're going to bring you your plated dinner.
Oh.
Or do you want to go through the buffet line and pick?
I like a buffet.
I prefer buffet too.
Yeah, I actually really love buffet. That's why I love North Dining Hall, for instance. Go in there and get your food. At an event, I just want to caution you guys, I think sometimes you can run into issues with buffets if there are places that have not executed buffets before. North Dining Hall, every day it's a buffet. So doing it. For like an event, if it's like a one-time only, we're doing buffet style or plated, sometimes I think you can have issues with the buffet.
So like long lines.
Or you can't predict what people are going to want, so you could run out of something.
Right.
Whereas if you have I got to make 100 steaks, 100 mashed potatoes, or 100 tater tots or onion rings, and then we got you time, and then you're not behind if there's a schedule. So this says at an event.
Okay.
But I think
So
in general, give me the buffet. It's so fun. A little bit of
Right.
that. Yeah.
for sure.
Oh man, this could be an issue in the locker room. Split the bill or one person pays and Venmo.
Okay, growing up, it was always like split the bill. And the way we also like split the bill is like you just take the number, divide, say it's 5 people, divide by 5, and that's how you split it.
No doubt.
I don't like doing all the calculations, extra stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a Venmo type of person or a Cash App. I mean, I don't have Venmo. Say the other one.
Zelle.
Zelle. Whatever.
Zelle. What's that?
Whatever you prefer. But I feel like it's so much more convenient to just have one person do it.
It also depends on the restaurant. Like some places don't split.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
It really doesn't matter to me.
When we went to Greece, it was like, you don't do that.
It's hard. And
You don't
you're-
split the bill.
One person pays.
Yeah.
And you figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's easier, like you said. One person pays, pay them back. But I'm also, if I'm in a group where, we're going to see each other again, it's like, I'll get this one, and then I don't have to wait
Right.
for the next.
Yeah,
You got the next one, and if we're off by a few bucks here or there, it's all good.
Right.
That's what I like. It doesn't always happen because you're going to dinner and but in an ideal world, like I got it, you got the next one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we're on the same page.
Very
For
mature.
sure.
Yeah.
You have good friends for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta have people.
That's the point.
All about the friendships.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 2 more here. Order out or cook.
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 Do you have a dish, like a go-to? Do you like to cook?
Yeah. I mean, I can cook anything really.
Okay, I will.
Unpack this, Kate.
Yeah, please. You walked into it there.
Well, I like to make seafood. Like I like shrimp, salmon. Yeah.
How are you making those? Are you
It depends on the day.
just like if you want sweet or salty, right?
That's it. Like sometimes you would do like a little teriyaki salmon, more like sweet, some honey in there.
Teriyaki.
It's the sweet and salty factor.
Yeah. But sometimes I just like the salmon with some lemon, and that's it. Keep it simple.
And are you grilling this? Are you baking this?
Baking.
Baking it.
Yeah.
Okay. What you cook a fair amount, don't you, Maddy, or no?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. So I can't remember. I think you told me about some of the stuff you're making. Like, what's your go-to dish right now? Recently.
Go-to dish right now. Well, I've been really into Greek food. Like, I really love Greek food. So I'll do maybe some salmon. I'll do like a Greek salad. I love like fresh produce, fresh vegetables. So I'll do lots of salads, lots of bowls.
Okay. That sounds good.
Mhm.
See what you guys cook up here. Put it on the TikTok. Okay, last one here. This is interesting. Clean while you cook or clean once you're done?
I always clean while I cook.
Yeah. Me too.
Growing up, it was always my dad just made a mess of the kitchen while he cooked, and then it was like, okay, kids, go to work. So I think the trauma of that childhood made me appreciate the process of cleaning while you cook.
Yeah. My my wife, her family, this is safe to share. If someone cooks, like you were saying with your dad, I'm an only child, so I didn't have this. If someone cooks, they cook, and then it's someone else or everyone else is up to clean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand the transaction there, because like I'm cooking, you're or you're eating, like it's the least you could do. but I really don't like cleaning other people's mess.
Okay.
And that's just like, you made this mess. Now, again, I know you're cooking for me. It's so nice. So that's why I just kind of cook. And as I cook, I try to clean. And I want to take care of my own mess and have you take care of your own mess. Does that make sense?
I
It's not
completely
I
understand.
feel that.
Like, I don't like when people clean up my mess after I cook.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I could have made an extra mess
right.
that you had to clean up. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Maybe you got something, you know.
Mhm.
It's a nice gesture. It just feels weird.
I know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. You gotta agree on that. Like, you can just be like, say somebody likes to cook and clean, but then somebody likes to leave a mess, and they're like, "Oh no, you have to clean up because I cooked."
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys, I have some great, I can't talk about some crazy college roommate stories with cleaning. Just bad news, but I'll save them for a different podcast.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys know how to use it. All right. We're going to take a quick break and we'll come right back.
Okay.
Okay. Maddy, Kate, really good debate there. I enjoyed learning about it kind of was a food conversation.
It really was.
And you guys both, it seems like, have similar palates, similar interests, but there was enough divergence there that we could probably just do a food. I do think eventually, Maddy, we're going to do a food podcast.
We need to.
I think we are going to have a spinoff at some point, like
We need to.
talking food with Maddy.
Definitely.
For now, though, I'm going to turn it over to you. This is our Cooler Conversations segment presented by Yeti. I got you. You guys each have waters, right?
Yes.
I'm going to go. You guys are in season, so, do whatever you do, but I'm doing a Coke Zero today because I just need some bubbles. I actually gave up soda. No shots at Coke. I gave up soda for the month of February. So I'm back. I don't have a Coke Zero here, but
Enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy it.
Good.
And I'm going to let you handle the conversation, but I'll jump in here and there. Okay?
Okay.
All right. How about it?
Sounds good. Well, Kate, to start out. So, freshman, obviously, I'm thinking back to my time as a freshman. Felt like forever ago, but it was during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything looked really different. And, how we set up the dorms looked different. And Notre Dame is so unique from other places where, even as an athlete, your roommate is a random student on campus. And you don't find that anywhere. But during COVID, it was crazy. So I'm curious, how is your freshman year so far from like an acclimation into the Notre Dame community?
Well, it's been good so far, honestly. Obviously, I'm the only freshman on the team, and sometimes I don't even feel like a freshman no more. I don't know. You guys are nice to me, I guess. Anyways, it's been good. Like during the summer, I was rooming with the volleyball girl, so that was fun. Kind of just hanging out with other athletes, and even now all of my best friends are from like other sports too, so that's fun. But it's been good. I don't know. I'm just busy all the time. That's the only thing.
Do you guys enjoyed that? Because I feel like the athletes here are more embedded in the community than they can be at other schools. Have you found that to be the case?
I mean, it's nice to see a difference and not just be surrounded by people with the same kind of schedule and I guess goals and priorities in life.
I've heard.
That's very true.
I talked to Pete Bavacqua, the AD here, and he thinks, and I think he's right. Like one of the best things about universities, they still do that. It's not just like athlete housing, not only in their own dorms, but like on a different side of campus where it's, obviously, sure, in the winter, like we were talking about, it might be nice to just walk across the street to do your lift and walk back and not have to walk around the quad, but there's something about being with everybody else, right? That's the impression I get.
For sure. I mean, I've met it's always, you never know who your roommate is going to be. So it could be, hit or miss.
Sure, that's college.
Right. But I actually met one of my best friends. But she was my roommate and, we're still close to this day. She's in San Francisco right now, but we still are like best friends. And so it was cool to just have like that dorm community, and then she allowed me to meet friends, of all of her friends, and so it's just I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. And being the only freshman, has it been fun?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun.
You haven't felt like you're the only one in your class, so it's tricky to get around. They brought you in pretty well, it sounds like. Yeah, that's cool. All right.
Well, next question is to take me in the day of a life of Kate Koval on a Tuesday.
Okay, so Tuesday is my longest day. Right. I'm a science major, so we gotta do labs and everything. So I start my class actually at 9:30, which I get to sleep in a little bit.
Okay.
And then I kind of go from 9:30 to 3:15 without any breaks.
What about lunch? You get lunch in there?
No.
Oh boy.
So I have a 2-hour lab.
What
so
about breakfast?
15 I do eat breakfast at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Big breakfast that day. If you're
Yeah, like a little. Not that, I don't know. I don't eat as much during the day. That's the thing. I feel like I grab something before practice, but it's like after practice, I actually have a bigger meal.
refuel. Got it.
Yeah. So I be in lab for 2 hours, and you see me on Tuesdays all the time with my little goggles marks. And then we go into practice for a couple of hours, and after that, lots of homework.
Interesting.
And then I get on the phone with my.
What's your Tuesday like these days?
My Tuesday?
Yeah.
I don't have class on Tuesday.
There you go.
So I just
50 year.
enjoy my morning.
That's another
Very
thing.
slow morning.
Being the only freshman, a lot of my teammates, they don't have as many classes.
Yeah.
So, like Fridays is like a day off for them. But for me, I got to go to class.
See,
So,
that's gonna be tough. You probably tough.
Yeah.
You'll be there someday though.
Yeah.
You'll make it. They all made it.
Gotta look forward to it. That's just the focus.
You were telling me before you came here from biology class, and I was telling you that like science, math, like I get math, but I struggle with putting the math to science. You enjoy that though, it seems like, right?
Yeah.
Why do you enjoy that? What about that excites you?
Well, I don't like all the science. I do like biology because we talk a lot about like genes and like human body. I like learning about that. And then like chemistry, I just like getting in the lab and actually doing something.
You like to see the results.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like you get to sit there and feel like a scientist making something and a little
Micropipeter. Another thing? No, that's a chemistry thing.
Something is science.
I think there's a measure that a micropipeter
like that.
And you could drop very specific amounts of like fluid in a micropipeter. I think could be longer.
It seems like impossible. Like how I don't know, to be a science major and an athlete. Like
it's hard.
It's hard, for sure. Do you think that you're gonna continue it out in science?
Yeah, well, I've been to my academic advisor's office like 3 times this year, changing my major around. So, we'll never know.
We'll
see. I'm there for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll check in next year. We'll see how it's going.
We'll see. We'll do another podcast. We'll see how it's going. But the last thing I wanted to bring up was you were talking about the summer workouts, and was reflecting on our summer workouts and how easily acclimated you got with our team. Especially just as a freshman, as an only freshman, like you were saying. And I'll probably never admit that you're a freshman because of how skilled and how just kind of within the flow, you got yourself on our team, and it was just, I don't know, it was cool. So I'm curious, what was something that surprised you this year, just on this team, or something that just so far has stood out to you?
Well, I was really scared coming in because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be the youngest one, the only freshman. Like, I was scared because all of you guys too, you've been together for like, it's only Eliza and Leah too, they're new on the team, and you guys been together for a long time. So I wasn't sure how I was going to fit in, with like, sometimes when you're with the older people, you're like, this little freshman, just go. But yeah, like, but you guys been really like welcoming and friendly and really supportive, and that's something I was like, I don't want to say surprised, but I was anxious about it, and it just helped me a lot. But something I was surprised about is like from the outside it looks like everybody's so quiet, but like once you get to know everybody, like Sonia has been the biggest surprise for me. Like once you get to know her, even Leah too, like everybody,
both of them.
Yeah, like when you get to know them, they just talk, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It feels like a team full of characters, and like you
A
have
lot of
you have
personality.
to get to know them.
Yeah.
I've got to know them a little bit on the couch, which is good. I feel like I get close, not as close as you guys, but as you start peeling back the layers, you learn a lot more about these people than when you just watch them on TV.
Yeah. I think you learn a lot especially like once you start traveling together, and like when you're room with people, that's how like you really learn who they are.
For sure. Everybody was really quiet, like to start out. So peeling back like little by little layers, I feel like now at this point in the season, we're all just so close.
Yeah.
Like literal sisters.
Yeah.
So I have a question about this point in the season because we're getting towards the end. We're in March, which is the most exciting month. This is going to be your first time. You've done this plenty, so I'll ask Kate first. Just
Plenty.
how excited are you to go on this first postseason run? Because to me, it's like the best time of year, especially for your program.
I mean, I'm super excited. I feel like, especially the opportunities that first of all, the spotlight that women's basketball is getting right now, it's really exciting to be a part of it. And I feel like coming in as a freshman and having such a great season and having an opportunity to really do something special is really exciting and be a part of it. And I don't know, it's kind of sad for me knowing that we're getting towards the end with all of the seniors. But it's definitely really exciting. I don't know.
What about you? We're coming down the stretch here. I know you guys got a lot you're focused on. You're trying to win a bunch, but
Yeah.
Are you getting nostalgic? What are you thinking about with everything that's going on here?
Yeah, just really trying to stay extremely present.
Okay.
I think during senior night, it was kind of a news flash, a reality check of what is this, what's really going on. And just how important it is to appreciate everything right now. Because, a lot of us are leaving after this year. So, yeah, I mean, just appreciating this, understanding that every game, every, break it down little by little, every practice, every experience, you're not really going to get it back. So just, like I said, appreciating everything.
Yeah, I was talking to the football guys, Coach Freeman and Jordan Faison. And obviously, Coach Freeman's still here. Faison's back. But they go all the way to the title game and lose. And it's the season ends on that Monday. And by the next couple of days, it's the season just ends whenever it's going to end. And then it's on to the next thing. So it's it's tough. I can say it all I want, but you guys can talk to each other. But you have to do everything you can to appreciate it while you're in it, because in 6 weeks it's over no matter what. So it's going to go fast. I hope you guys get to enjoy it as long as possible.
No, you definitely will.
All right. Kate, great to meet you. Good luck with all the science. And good luck with Sweet and Salty managing that throughout the day. Maddy, great to see you. Good luck.
It's great to see you.
In Greensboro, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Okay, we're now joined by a very special guest. We've got a former first overall pick, national champion, WNBA champion, Jackie Young. What did I miss, Jackie? What other accomplishments have I left out here? You're so decorated at this point in your career.
I mean, gold medalist, but that's
okay. Gold. Geez, I can't believe I overlooked that one. Sorry, gold medalist. There's too many to keep track of. Welcome to Wake Up the Echoes. Great to have you here. You're talking to us from Miami right now because you're down there for Unrivaled, the women's 3-on-3 league. Let's start there. Just how are things going for you down in Miami right now, and what's that experience been like?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool being here in Miami. Just playing out 3-on-3 for Unrivaled, and so getting ready for the WNBA season, I think, is the biggest thing. But I mean, there's not so many times that you're gonna have 36 of the best in the world, in the same area for 12 weeks, and so it's been cool just being to be with some of the other players from different teams and just kind of building those relationships and friendships. And they have everything out here for us, and so I spend most of my day at the gym, whether that's on court, lifting, Pilates, treatment, all things like that. So they've really done a good job here of just making us feel like professionals.
Kind of sounds like the NBA bubble, but you can actually go out and do stuff. Everyone's in the same spot, playing in the same arena. And when I saw the games on TNT a few weeks back, that was what stood out to me, is just it's the best players in the world, a lot of them playing in this format. What's the biggest difference for those maybe that haven't seen it or haven't watched a ton of 3-on-3, and it's 3-on-3 up and down the floor, that you have to do to kind of calibrate your game to play that style as opposed to normal WNBA basketball?
Yeah, 3-on-3 is super physical, intense, fast-paced. And so I think just adjusting to that, and it's a lot different because there's only 3 people on the court, so you're going to be in a lot of the actions, whether it's on offense or defense. And yeah, I mean, it's super physical. I think you've watched a few games, you see they're letting us be physical and play. And so, yeah, it's been cool just being able to play with that intensity.
Do you find yourself getting more tired? Because I think back to high school basketball. Sometimes they would have us do 3-on-3 full court from a conditioning standpoint. And I'm watching them this over time. I'm going to get tired doing 3-on-3 like this.
Yeah, for sure. I think just at the pace at what we play, and it being 3-on-3, it's not like you aren't getting the ball a couple possessions. Like you're in every action pretty much, and so it's super intense, but it's fun, And I think it's fun for the fans to watch, and I know we have a great time watching. So yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you another question, shifting to Notre Dame here. Can you believe that the national championship was almost 7 years ago? Are you starting to feel old yet when you think about how long ago that really was now?
Yeah, that is crazy to think about. But I still tell everyone I'm still young, so. But yeah, no, it's crazy. We were actually just talking about it a few days ago, just kind of talking about like our national championship run, and just looking forward to the team this year and seeing what they could do.
Who were you talking to it about? Who were you talking with when you were talking?
We were in actually Notre Dame was here in Miami, so we all went to that game, and I think it was like maybe that day, like before we went in the locker room, we were just kind of talking about it, and Skylar was there, Joel was there, and so it's cool to see what the team has done so far this year, and we're super excited. I watch every game, super locked in, and so yeah, I'm excited for the tournament.
And it's good to see him bounce back to the day and get back on track after a couple of tough losses. Okay, I have a question for you about 2018. With 1 second left in the semifinal against UConn, after Arike hit the shot, did Katie Lou have any business getting as good of a look as she did? That's one of the things that I always bring up is like, they got a pretty good look at the end after all that happened. Like, what comes to mind when you think of that semifinal game? Because I think it always gets overlooked when we talk about the final.
Yeah, she did get a good look, and yeah, I mean, not so many people think about that, but yeah, she did have a good look and a good chance at the end, and so.
Are just going through your head when Arike took that first shot? Did you think it was going in the first time?
I mean, always. You always have confidence in your teammates, and especially Arike. She's hit a few big shots in her career, and so having the ball in her hands, we fully trusted her.
What did you have to do, because what's so interesting about that team is all the players that were drafted a year later. Just what did you do, because you were a sophomore on the title team, kind of between that sophomore year and through your junior year, that positioned you to go number one in the draft? Because I remember when that draft was coming up, we were all so excited about how many great players were coming out of Notre Dame, but you had really taken some big steps, it felt like, in all 3 years. What did you do in your time here that put you in that position to be drafted so high?
Yeah, I always just try to come back a better player than I was the year before, so I just put a lot of time in the gym. I love to put in work, so I just try to grow my game each off season. So, I mean, I think you can kind of see that now. Like, I just try to come back a better player every year, and that's just adding to your bag. And so, at that point in time, I think it was probably just being more aggressive, and finishing at the rim. It wasn't like I was really shooting it like that in college. And so I think just doing all the little things that, don't always show up on the stat sheet, and being a good defender, and just trying to lead by example, and so I really pride myself in being the hardest worker, and leading by example. I never have the loudest voice in the room or on the court, but I think just my work ethic says a lot.
What's the experience been like for you in Las Vegas? Because it's obviously a newer franchise. I know that when I was at the men's basketball team this year, they played at a tournament in Vegas and they practiced at the facility. The facility, I think, is pretty new and it's top notch. It feels like the Vegas organization has done a great job in its short time in existence. Just what's your experience been like there, obviously winning the championships and then just being a part of that organization in that city?
Yeah, Vegas is a great organization to be a part of, they do a great job of treating us like professionals, it's the best of the best there, and I think our facility shows that, and the rings come with it, and so I think our mindset going into every season is to have that championship mindset, championship mentality, and to go out there and win a ring, and so I think that starts with training camp, and so I think if you come to Vegas, you have the expectations of winning a championship.
Something I was talking to Maris Leofau the other day. He's a linebacker with the Dallas Cowboys now, and he's back on campus for the first time. And the thing we were talking about was at the pro level, he goes to practice and then he leaves practice and everyone goes back to, hang out with their families, presumably, or they're doing something else. It's their job. But when you're on campus, you're going to the dining hall together, you're living in the same apartments, you're going to class. What about being on at Notre Dame with this team do you miss the most when you think back to your time of being a college basketball player where you weren't a pro? And there's a lot of great things I think about being a pro, but you didn't have that same maybe camaraderie going to class and being around the team the whole time.
Yeah, I think just the time we spent together, off the court, just hanging out at each other's apartments and, going to different restaurants, trying different foods. And I think our biggest thing was, we all had a sweet tooth. And so we would just, we would just find some different sweets that we liked. I mean, Insomnia opened up while we were there. And so, yeah, so like me, Marina, Enrique, Jess, we would spend a lot of time together.
Isn't Marina doing like baking videos these days or something like that I've seen?
Yeah, Chef Mabry, I guess. But yeah, she actually made some banana bread today, so I'm gonna try that. Everyone's saying it's good, so we'll see.
Oh, I expect a full review of the Marina Mabry banana bread. That's top of my list to find out by the end of the day. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how it is.
One more thing I wanted to ask you about Notre Dame is the fact you guys have this exhibition coming up. You're going to play in May against Dallas. So you, Enrique, and then Jewel, who's going to be your teammate this year, will get a chance to play at Purcell again. Just that experience. What do you hope to get out of it? Because it seems like it's going to be an awesome day to get you guys back on a floor you played in and had some great memories in. Just what about that day excites you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be extremely special. I love my time at Notre Dame. I still watch all the games. Still a huge fan, biggest fan. I love Notre Dame. And so being able to go back on campus and being able to play back at Purcell is going to be special. And just being able to play with Jewel, who I didn't actually play with in college, but now we're teammates. And then getting to play against Enrique. We spent a lot of time together in college. And I think it's going to be cool just having our friends and family there. I'm from Indiana, so I'll have a pretty big crowd there. So it's going to be cool being back in Indiana getting to play at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the environment. I think it's going to be a great crowd and cool to see you guys back on the floor again. Okay, last one. I'll put you on the spot a little bit then. As you're following this team, they're headed to the ACC tournament. You guys have always had great success there. And then, of course, NCAA tournaments right after that. Just what do you think the biggest key is for this specific group? When I watch them play at their best, they seem like national championship contenders. What do you want to see out of them in the postseason that'll let you know that they're playing the way that they're capable of to possibly go all the way?
Yeah, I think just knowing that they can have that target on their backs and, everyone wants to beat them, but also just knowing that if they just stay true to who they are and play the right way, that they're gonna go far. I mean, they're a super talented team, and I've really enjoyed watching them this year. And so I'm super excited to see what they can do. And I guess it starts with the ACC tournament. It's a new season now, so I'm looking forward to it.
Starts in Greensboro, like it always does. Jackie Young, thank you so much for your time. Okay, let's make sure we get this right. National champion, WNBA champion, first overall pick, and Olympic gold medalist. And looking forward to seeing what else you accomplish in your career going forward.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That wraps up another edition of Wake Up the Echoes presented by TireRack.com. Thanks again to head coach Niele Ivey, Maddy Westbeld, Kate Koval, and Jackie Young for stopping by the show. Okay, Notre Dame is going for another ACC tournament title down in Greensboro. I know we'll all be watching this weekend as they try to bring back that trophy and get set for another great NCAA tournament run. Until we talk to you next time, Tony Simeone saying so long on Wake Up the Echoes.